Ever stood in an empty room and felt you weren't alone? Psychic investigator Andy Matthews has.
I try and get to the bottom of the truth.
And he's not the only one.
I've gone all through my life, from a very young age, being aware of spirit.
Something's down there. It's really a quest to find out the truth behind what happens to us whenever we pass over.
Meet the McAlinden brothers from Belfast. Not many wine experts know as much about spirits as they do.
We've always felt there was something cold and dismal and unhappy from up here.
She lost her life here. It's gone.
Do you feel the energy you've just picked up in there is strong enough to move things?
Absolutely.
They believe. The question is, do you?
It chills your bones.
Psychic investigator Andy Matthews is headed for one of the oldest and once most infamous locales of Belfast City. "200 years ago, this part of the Docklands was known as Sailor Town, a grimy, treacherous area filled with taverns and boarding houses where the crews of merchant ships mingled with thieves and prostitutes. These streets have seen their share of robbery and murder.
This is one of the oldest parts of Belfast. In fact, what we're actually standing on is landfill. There used to be docks and a river where ships used to come up to the docks just over there. The building behind me, there's been some strange reports in there from the owners and the people that work there, some rather extreme instances of paranormal phenomena. But again, this is all circumstantial. It's all ghost stories, which is, really why we're here, to try and investigate what is actually going on, if anything.
For the last 30 years, this building, which dates back to the era of Sailor Town, has housed the McAlindens' family business.
That's Neil, and you're Peter.
Yeah, nice to meet you. We're wine merchants. This is the last thing that we want to do is kind of promote ourselves as a haunted house or whatever. But there are so many things that have happened that are sort of over so many years. You are slightly curious.
It's not centred to one particular place.
It's mainly the second and third floor. In the shop here, you can sometimes, if you're on your own, it's later at night, you can hear noises like any old building. But as we go up through the building, second floor particularly, and second and third, there's been a number of things. If there is something, I would just want to leave it. I mean, it hasn't stopped us. I don't think it's not malevolent. There's nothing violent has ever occurred. We've had a few instances where it's been slightly scary for a few of us, but it's the building. It's part of our business in a way. It's just the way it is.
People have locked up here at night time and they've sworn that they can hear people walking back and forward here. Whether it's been people doing stock takes the weekend or closing up at night time, everyone has heard footsteps going back and forward in this part of the building.
You haven't actually got floorboards, or this is concrete, so it's not creaking floorboards expanding with different temperature changes. It's actually a physical footstep.
Exactly.
When you're putting on the padlock here, it's almost like there's somebody at the top of the stairs is almost sort of saying, bye-bye, cheerio, go away.
Really?
Yeah, and that's happened to a number of people.
Do you get a feeling of who it is? Is it a man or is it a woman? Or
I get the impression it's a man. You do sort of, sometimes you can hear footsteps upstairs, and of course it encourages you to get the hell out as quickly as possible because it's unnerving.
They're very down-to-earth guys, the kind of guys you could go out for a beer with. They're not the kind of guys that I think would admit to seeing or believing in ghosts for fear of ridicule and everything else, So, I tend to run with the idea that they're telling the truth. They're not trying to wind us up in any way. And I think they genuinely believe that there is something here with them.
Upstairs on the third floor is where the strangest things have happened.
Last summer, I was doing some work on the computer, and I was the only person on the third and the second floor. And I went next door into the kitchen to get a cup of tea, 2 minutes, and came back in. And basically this chair was upside down. So I just walked in and I thought, oh God, he's back again, sort of thing. And then I thought, right, don't think about it. He's still here. He's just mucking around, and I'll just forget about it. So I got on and did my work.
So there was nobody else in the building?
No.
You left to get a cup of coffee and the chair was like that, and when you came back it was like that?
Yes. But we've had other similar strange things have happened up here. About 10 years ago, a member of staff was clearing out some work with another member of staff. And the other member of staff was sitting with a coffee cup and they're sort of chatting. And some force knocked the coffee cup out of his hand and drenched him in coffee.
The Northern Ireland Paranormal Society take a strict scientific approach to what they do. If they detect something unusual up here on the 3rd floor, they won't just assume it's a ghost in the machine.
The kind of results we're looking for is hard evidence. It's very easy to get carried away with bangs and door latches going and cold spots. I mean, as interesting as these other things may be, it's interesting, but that's it. We want hard evidence.
Basically what we're going to do is we're going to carry out some baseline tests. What we'd normally do when we go into a location, first of all, is take a walk around. First of all, familiarise yourselves with the building, take some measurements, sound levels, relative humidity, temperature, and the light levels as well.
Humidity is 49.7.
There's many areas in the field that we would be studying, ghosts, spirits and alleged haunted locations, mediumship. I personally, not necessarily the group's viewpoint, but I personally would believe in mediumship. But also I do believe that maybe a vast 98% of mediums are fraudulent.
Marion Goodfellow is one of the few mediums Darren believes to be genuine. According to her family, she's been communing with the dead since she was 3. Even before she reaches direct wine shipments, she picks up a presence from the building next door.
That's good, we've got an energy already. A big man, barrel chest. Says his name's John. Pleased to meet you, John. Ah, he works in the hotel. There's water here. I can smell it, I can feel it. Can't see it, but he's telling me it's there. It's like I'm on the waterfront. He's a bit worried about me. He said it's a rough area. There's lots of ruffians about. He's like a doorman come watchman, and he's going to look after me. He thinks I'm a lady.
You are a lady. Hello, Beth. How are you? Right? Hey,
Hello, honey. Are you okay?
Yeah, what do you think?
Brilliant, brilliant place.
We've got some amazing stuff going on.
We've got some amazing stuff out here.
Yeah, well, that doesn't surprise me in the least, to be honest. Come on, let's go and have a look in here.
All right, love. I don't feel I'm special in any way. I feel that all of us are born with the sixth sense that I have, yeah, and that we carry it through our lives in different ways. I can smell hessian, hemp, that type of smell.
Sacks are made out.
Sacks, yeah, sacky sort of material. Like rope, you know, or like... Maybe it was a chandler's at some stage, or, you know, they had something to do with nets.
Up on the 2nd floor, Andy doesn't tell Marion about the ghostly footsteps reported by staff. He knows she'll figure it out for herself.
There's energy here. I'll let you take me, but I can feel an energy, all right?
All right.
I feel scared, afraid. Female. Can't see her. Just feel her presence. Feel sick. It starts in the pit of my stomach. Like I can't breathe, I can't breathe. And it sort of wells up, almost like it's cutting off your air supply. I get a bit asthma-y, if you like, and it just sort of swells within you. And that's how I know there's somebody that wants to come forward and talk to me. Makes me stop, makes me wait. It's like, you know, hey, you, stop here. I want to talk to you. Something coming from above. I don't know if something's coming down the stairs, but it's there, it's up there, and that's what I feel frightened of. I feel absolute abject panic.